Hello, and welcome to Lumpia and Latkes. I'm Jay, a Filipino-American.
And I'm Mitch, an American Jew. We are friends
and former coworkers
who riff all day at work and decided to create this podcast for extended conversations on anything that intrigues us.
We won't always get it right, but we'll do what we can. Thanks for joining us. This episode, work and work ethic. That is the topic of the week. Before we get started, though, we just want to say this episode, we have a special guest, and we got another one of our, well, I guess we're both former coworker, because he doesn't work with me anymore. He doesn't work with you.
He doesn't work with you.
Yeah,
he doesn't work with me.
Former
he doesn't work with him.
Three former coworkers on one call. But yeah,
Come and knock on our door.
Knock on our door. Yeah. Yeah. It's not my job. Gerald, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I've been listening to you guys since I was 29, so it's great to be here. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh shit! You're making me blush.
I couldn't say no, especially with the offer Jay sent over.
I know, right?
Hard to refuse.
Quite an offer, wasn't it?
Quite the offer.
Look, man, I don't give that offer to everybody. Okay, don't let Dave know. He didn't do it. He did it for free.
I bet you tell it to all your French girls.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, I'm excited to be here. No, it's great.
No, fantastic.
Chopping it up with Mitch and Jay. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
chopping it up. I love it. Chop just like a slap chop.
Yes.
Chop it up.
Oh no!
Just slap chopping it up.
That's right. Slap chop it
I love
up.
my nuts.
Yeah. Okay. So work and work ethic.
Yes.
So there's always this concept. It came up recently. We all saw it for this company, right? Our prior manager left the company, and there's a lot to that, but not saying this is necessarily what has to do with it, but there's definitely that whole mantra: people don't quit bad jobs; they quit bad management. So yeah, I mean, it's more than like I can do a job that whatever's paying me, I will do whatever I have to do. Give my damnedest for that job. I'll do whatever I have to do because they're paying me. I've signed up for a certain job requirement and job responsibility. I looked at the job description. I agreed to it. So I should do my damnedest for it. They're helping me pay my bills. Then you should do whatever the hell you have to do for that job. Don't half-ass it. Use your whole ass. That's right.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to add a few quid pro quos, a few small suggestions
All right, go ahead.
to that whole thing.
Sure.
So, hourly employee, yes, you get paid to do that job. Mm-hmm. Salaried employee, where's that line?
Well, the line is whatever's in your contract. You better have read your contract to make sure that you have that specified.
That's right.
If it's not specified, then you left yourself up to that.
And typically it usually says that your pay is based on a 40-hour work week.
Right.
So if it's based off of that, then I should work 40 hours.
True.
That's not always the case. Now, the only caveat that I will give to that as well, and again, this comes to those that quote, ask for that work-life balance, okay? And I'm an advocate for a work-life balance, but if you were to ask some of these higher-ups, work-life balance doesn't exist. The work-life balance is more you're going to put in the extra time, or you're just going to adapt to the way the company operates. And even more so, those that aspire to do more don't typically keep up a good work-life balance. I've seen several articles about that, and
very true.
If you want the work-life balance, go ahead and get that work-life balance, but can you achieve both? What I mean by that is the work-life balance and the success of work. That's a very hard thing to juggle. That's a very hard thing.
That's when a good work environment, at least comes in that regard. To get both of those, to achieve both of those things, I think your work environment, your leadership has to be understanding of those things you guys are mentioning. That really helps. But it's hard to get both, like you guys are saying as well, when you have poor leadership, poor work environment, and they're not.
Now, in terms of the poor leadership, poor work environment, you're 100% correct. I don't, going to that subject specifically, leadership reflects attitude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way I can put it. And that quote came from Remember the Titans, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, great movie. Yeah, sure.
So And it's perfect. If you don't have the right people in place to help out with everything, to make it enjoyable, to make it comfortable, to make it
Right.
geared towards doing the best that you can with your job, instead of having, a slave boss or whatever the case may be, then you know what? You're going to do well at your job. Okay.
Right.
I mean, and look, there were times in my life that I felt like I wasn't working. It was great. It was so much fun. I love what I do. I'm still trying to get back there. I love what I do right now. I'm still in the learning infancy phases right now of my new job. So I haven't really been able to get on my own. I haven't really been able to stretch my legs a little bit. But they're doing so cautiously because I got to get certified on the equipment that I got to work on. Otherwise, they don't want me to do it. Similar to how we did it back in the other job. They really didn't want you opening up all this equipment and working on this stuff unless you really knew what you were doing. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
So
that's a fair standard, I think, for any job, right?
I think that's a fair standard
we
for
want to
any
make sure
job.
people are ready before they start getting to the weeds of a job.
That's right.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and I got a mixed bag of goodies. Some people here locally say you should be running your own stuff by 6 months. The guy that in orientation basically just said year and a half easily. So I'm going to take my time and do what I got to do and be good with it. But if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. That's truly how it comes back. But
you know who said that, right? Kris Jenner. That's correct.
Really?
No, not at all.
I don't know.
I believe you.
Yeah. But
maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
see, it's also a two-way street as well. I mean, yeah, you can have shitty management, but you got to have a shitty employee too.
That's true. 100%. We see that, and we know certain examples of that. Yes.
Yeah, especially like Jay in your case, right? If you know, like you have a high standard when you're working. If you know what you're doing, and you can easily point out the mistakes and the lack of effort from doing the job.
Case in point, I mean, it doesn't affect anything now because the guy is gone. There was a guy who used to work with me on my shift. I work a late shift, right? Not the exact end of the day, but like pretty late enough. And there was another dude who's working like pretty much the same hours, and he was doing stuff wrong left and right. And it got so bad to the point that I thought about leaving. Honestly, I mean, you guys know. I think I told you that. I really was like,
you told us that.
Fed up with that. I was like, all right, I'm not going to work with someone who's going to make more work for me and still get paid. Like about the same amount. Like, no.
And that lack of correction where you're not seeing anything done about it is frustrating in your shoes because, like, it's like working on a group project, and you're doing all this work, and someone who's with you is doing maybe way less than that.
Right. I can only do so much as someone who is at his same level. I mean, obviously, I know more than he did, but at the same time, job level wise, we're at the same level. So
I mean, look, the guy. Look, just to be clear, the guy was literally inside a retail store working on retail equipment. And while the equipment was rebooting, he decided to go grocery shopping or just shopping in the retail store because, he had to wait for the equipment to come back up. So he's just not really doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is standing by the equipment and seeing how it operates during boot up to ensure that it boots in a normal and proper fashion. Oh my God, do I just sound like I'm a freaking... Ugh. Anyway.
You sound like a company man.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it.
Exactly.
I love to hear it.
Yeah.
But still, guys like that, you know what? They're just there for a paycheck. They really are. Yeah. They're just there for a paycheck. And if they want to bounce around their life like that, then so be it. I'm not for that. I'm on your side, Jay, where I try my best not to half-ass anything. I go ahead and I just do everything that I can possibly do to do the job to the best of my ability and make sure that I come back with a quality product when I'm done, because guess what? My name is on that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And also you have to work with a team.
Right.
That's the thing. It's all about teamwork. Even though in the position that we're in, everything we do is, all decisions, no doubt, are made by us. We're the one who's at the site. We're the one who's making the decisions. But at the same time, that decision affects everyone else because someone else would have to come behind you and recorrect whatever you did if you did something wrong. We share responsibility.
Communication is key.
Communication is 100% key. And the fact that some people just choose, not to communicate, and they feel like, oh, it's more than more than just to another coworker. It's also to the end user, to the customer, all this kind of stuff. Like, how many times have we heard certain people who go into a site, they work on the equipment, and they leave without telling the people who are like, more or less in charge of the equipment. They want to know if their stuff is working when you leave. You don't tell them; they have no idea. They might put the ticket right back in because they're like, "Well, I didn't see him do anything."
Yeah,
you have to communicate.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, with our job, it's we've always talked about this ad nauseum, but our job, we work in a team, but we're also we're mostly individualized when we're working. So you have to have your own standard that you work off of to make sure you're doing things right, and you're not really getting checked up on as much. So with a job like that, people's integrity comes into play, and if you don't have integrity or any shred of it, then you're going to hurt the rest of the team. And
it's a lot of honor policy.
Yes, and people don't really, if you don't care about hurting your teammates, but then that's what it's going to cripple the whole team.
Right. I think it's for you, Jay. You say it's a lot of the honor policy, which I get it. You like using that word, and because you've used that word very often. I'm more of the trust till they're proven untrustworthy type person. You gotta trust that other person on the other side of the phone and hope that they're going to give you the right information. Once they give you misinformation, well, you have a couple of things you can do. You can either, accept it and move on and try them again, and hopefully they'll still be they'll continue to be trustworthy, or they're going to be untrustworthy again. Me personally, I'll give them a couple of chances. I usually give 2-3 times, and after the second or third time, if you burn me, I'm done. We don't need to converse anymore. We're good.
Yeah, it's a tall task, Mitch. I think if you know someone's either actively lying or doing something wrong, and they know they can get away. The idea is they're going to continue that behavior.
Oh, yeah.
I think 99% of the time.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think most people that try and do this kind of stuff think that others are idiots and they're not going to catch anything. They're not going to follow up on them. They're not going to do anything about it. I think that's genuinely how some of these people act and feel that they can just get away with murder. Whereas, it's not unnoticed. I mean, when someone is not holding up their end of the bargain and not doing their best, everyone sees it. The problem is with the people who actually can make changes when they're not doing anything about it because they're not paying enough attention. Yes, I'm not saying to micromanage everything. That's not what I want.
Right.
But the fact remains that some people do need more attention than others because of the fact that they have the tendency to be lazy, to lie, to cheat, to deceive. It's just how it is.
Okay, so what do you do in that case, Jay? You got a guy that's been a jerk. He's not doing his job right, just like you stating, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You going to approach him and call him out on his shit, or are you going to reach out to the next guy up and say, hey, this guy ain't doing
I'm going to reach up to, it's not my job to call out that person because I'm not his manager. I'm going to reach out to whoever go to the chain of command until I get someone that'll listen. Okay. You have to stick with the system. You can't just, take things into your own hands because that's not how this works. There's a system involved.
It's always tricky because when you're a guy is like screwing up in ways that can't be tracked, especially like in our kind of line of work. It's tough to really approach management or your upper echelon of leadership to be like, hey, I don't like what he's doing, because in a company, you have to have some proof that hey, he's kind of hurting business. He's doing this. You have to have proof.
You have to make notes of, in our instance, right, we have tickets. Take note of the tickets that have had issues, discrepancies.
That's right.
Half-assed notes. Notes where they've lied and said they've done something where they haven't. Things where they said they tested something and it passed when it clearly would not. You have to make notes and you have to build a case against someone to really go and just, you have to have proof. You have to have evidence of I'm not just saying this, I have evidence to back it up.
Documentation.
Right.
You got to have,
especially when it comes to someone's job, you definitely need it.
Sure.
Right.
You go ahead and you give that documentation to your supervisor. Then your supervisor says, "Yeah, I'll take a look into it," and they don't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's what we talked about when it comes to your leadership integrity and showing that you could do the job. And unfortunately, not everyone does that.
At that point, if they still won't listen, then maybe it's time to find a new job because obviously they're not caring about what you want.
Yeah,
And it sucks
fair
because
point.
the job market's hard. Job market's real tough right now, especially with all the job cuts that are made because of the federal workforce being laid off and stuff. Everybody's looking for jobs. It's
Yep.
tough.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's a hard decision to just decide to leave, but sometimes you have to make that decision because they're not going to listen.
Yep. And even with a flux of jobs, even if there are a lot of jobs out there, just the task of like, man, I got in this job, I like it, but I just cannot deal with this leadership anymore and the incompetence and like just, uprooting, leaving a job, trying to get a new one, even if there are a lot of jobs out there, it's just an inconvenience that I don't think anyone wants to deal with, just uprooting.
Right. And then also, we were talking about this earlier. I think you were, Mitch. Career versus job. Like, when you love what you do, then it becomes a career. A job is what you do to pay the bills. Straight up. But, career. And the career is based on, like we were talking about, it's who you work with. It's your team. You have to feel part of a team. You have to feel a sense of community.
That was one thing. That was one thing I really enjoyed about us when we were all together as a group, man. We kind of were a group. We kind of had that camaraderie. We kind of got that thing going, and I mean, as much as I want to stay in that moment because that was such a great moment for me, I got to do what I got. I got to choose my career.
Right, and no one blames you for that. We all think that's a great thing. That's a fantastic thing.
I mean, and so far things are looking okay. I'm not complaining. I'm still in my infancy here. But I'm really looking forward to what I got as far as opportunity out here. I really think that it's going to be a good opportunity for me and the family, and I mean, just
more in sense of mobility too, as far as like being. I'm assuming there's more as far as like being able to move up and on in that career and stay in that career.
That's what I'm looking at, man. That's what I'm looking at because I told him I was like, look, you give me enough time to be dangerous out here.
Right.
I said, and then while I'm being dangerous out here, let me spend some time at home picking up a few courses here and there because I plan on trying to take some courses outside of work that they can offer me and see if I can get into a management spot somewhere and see how that goes. Because let's face it, man, I'm not getting any younger. I need to get in better shape, but I'm not getting any younger. So if I get to a point where like, you know what, I can't get down on that floor. Then it's time for me to look for.
I mean, that's 100% a thing too. Is like, especially in a job like this where you're working in the field, you're out there working in the elements. It takes a real toll on your body. It's no secret. It's not as bad as construction work because construction work is really bad. But I mean, hey, you get paid, but still, this job is not unlike that in that you are moving around, you are bending, you are doing all this different stuff, and your body knows. And eventually, you have to know when to kind of pull back and like just realize like, okay, it's getting more difficult. I need to find something else to do. It's just
but the good news for me is that I don't have to worry about the elements anymore. That's one thing.
Right? Yeah, you're inside. Yeah,
I'm inside now. So
you're like one of those retail guys,
right?
Okay, but
still,
and then again, like we go further into this per career versus job. Either way, if you can't cope, you feel unmotivated, or you find it extremely challenging to clock in time, because who doesn't find it hard to clock in on time sometimes? Sometimes you just sit there on the side of the bed and you're like, do I want to go in? Do I want to use a sick day, a personal day? Which I don't think there's anything wrong with using a personal day. I think a personal day.
Now you're talking too close to home, Jay. That's all I can say.
Right, I know, right? I think it's impossible for someone to feel motivated all the time because there are we're all dealing with a battle that no one else knows about.
Right.
And 100%. And people always say like, well, you leave that stuff at home and then you go to work, put on your work persona. It's like that some people can do that. Some people find it really challenging to do that. So
I can remember back in my Eckert drug days when I was a technical service rep fixing photo lab equipment. One day I just woke up and I didn't feel like working that day. I didn't feel like working. So I literally called my boss. Her name was Yvette. And I said, hey, Yvette, can I play hooky today? And she was like, what? I said, can I just said hooky? You know the word hooky? Can I play hooky today? She was like, that is so sweet. And she's like, that is adorable. She's like, yeah, you can play hooky. But you know what? If somebody calls you and they have questions, I need you to answer it. I was like, okay, I'll do that. She says, great. I got put in for 4 hours. Give me 4 hours. We'll call it even. So I put in for 4 hours of sick time, and she paid me 4 hours for the day. and I probably answered the phone like 3 times.
Okay.
It's a good trade-off. Yeah. Those days are important. Those days are real important.
Yeah, that was a good boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was cool as shit about that.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same tone, I almost didn't get the job because of her. Well, not because of her, because of my boss, or technically because of me.
Mm.
Because I went out for training, and the guy was training me. Well, I needed somebody to cover my photo lab, so I had a person in the pharmacy cover the lab. Well, she was already working in the pharmacy. My store manager was keeping an eye on the photo lab, and if anything came in for photo, he would get the info, then tell the lady in the pharmacy. She would then come over, process and print out the pictures for me, and then go back to the pharmacy. That day, my boss walked in the door because he wanted to deposit the check from my time that I spent as a photographer for the golf tournament the week prior. He wanted to deposit it into my register to show that I got credit on my till, and I wasn't there. I almost lost my job. I almost lost my jobs at TSR.
Golf?
Yeah, there was a golf tournament. Eckerd Drugs was holding a golf tournament, and it was at Honeybee Golf Course. And I drove around a golf course and took a bunch of pictures and broke my dad's camera.
Oh, what a touching story.
Yeah, what a touching story. You broke his camera. How touching.
Oh, he was so pissed. I didn't know I broke it, though. I had no idea I broke it.
What exactly did you do? Was it like you cracked the lens?
No, I didn't crack the lens. It was one of the dials, the dial on the top. The lock button somehow broke.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so he couldn't get it to come out. He could get it to switch around, but it would never lock in place like it was supposed to. So it cost him like $300 to fix it. Or
is it too late to start a GoFundMe for that camber?
Very too late, sir. Very too late indeed. Yeah. Thanks for the memories, though.
Yeah.
Especially when you really think about the totality of just the whole year. So, like, let's say in your case, you have 21 days off a year, 5 sick days, so 26 days, and then you include the holidays we're off. I mean, that's like what, 32, 33 days a year you're technically, and the weekends. I mean, you're working 260 plus days a year. I mean, that's exhausting. You need, especially if and obviously we all have other responsibilities outside of work, so just trying to couple your lifestyle with other responsibilities, family, kids, whatever obligations you have. It's a lot. You definitely need this time off. And
that's right.
Absolutely.
Which is why, like, again, we're going back to, if you're finding it difficult to go to work, I mean, sometimes you need to do a change. And these changes, I mean, there's a couple of examples I have, but these changes are all dependent on what your company allows for. But what you could do is you could switch shifts. You could change, like, for instance, like if I work a late shift, and that's like if I'm a person who has a fixed schedule and I work a late shift, maybe there's a possibility to work, a day shift and get a different perspective that way. Or, if I really don't like what I'm doing in my current position in the company, maybe there's another internal position I can switch to and get to somewhere else. Or like we were talking about with vacation, I mean, unless your vacation requires it to be in advance, which ours unfortunately does, maybe you can get permission to take a vacation sooner than later, just to get away and refresh your mind. Or always reach out to someone, communicate. That's always the key to any job, is communication. You need to feel like you're not an island. You need to feel like you are with other people, that other people are, again, it's that whole thing of everyone's fighting a different battle that no one knows about. If you feel like there are others who are in that battle with you, maybe it's a little easier to deal with, and you can get past this blockage that's making you feel like you don't want to go in anymore.
That's an amazing point, Jay. That's exactly correct, as far as like the more you hold it in and the less people you have to relate to in the same issue you're dealing with, the more it could probably hold you back. Like, because we've all worked together. We've all talked about the grievances we have. I would be lying if I said that didn't make me feel a little better just talking about it with people who understand my situation. That can go with any type of thing in life.
Yep. And the last 3 companies that I've worked for, they've all had a hotline of some type that if you needed to reach out to someone and truly reach out like that, like if you're having real issues with it or whatever, almost every one of these companies has some sort of hotline that can help out with in some way, shape, or form to help and listen and get the help that you need, especially if you feel like there's nothing, that you're stuck. Right. Even depending on the supervisor, if it's a good supervisor, you reach out to them. sometimes they're completely understanding of it. Now, I've not had that experience. I didn't have that experience a couple years back. I got that experience with my previous boss, and I'm getting that experience now with my current boss. My current boss is pretty laid back on things so far. So far, so good. She's really been more hands off for me at this point, which is
Right.
perfectly fine. Because I mean that she's just letting me do my thing. I'm just trying to figure out that thing in some ways, and a lot of it's just watching videos right now. I'm so tired of videos.
Oh yeah, no one likes watch. If
Yeah.
someone likes watching videos, I think they're in the wrong job because it's not about watching stuff; it's about doing stuff.
Right.
Like unless you're like a movie critic, I guess then you can
Right.
watch videos. But
I'm a field tech. I work with my hands. I like
Yeah,
getting out in the
exactly.
field. I like meeting people. Like
I want
interacting
to
with people.
do something.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you break something? Let me go fix it. That's what
Yeah.
I want to do. You know.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Agreed.
Yeah, but then if all else fails for those kind of changes, I don't know if you guys got any other suggestions for someone who's feeling unmotivated or doesn't want to go in. But if all else fails, maybe it's time to find new employment. I mean, again, it's a hard job market out there. It's tough to find new positions, but I mean, it's certainly not impossible. I mean, you should always have a backup resume ready.
Look, I think Brian said it perfect, man. As long as there is a need to turn a screwdriver, we will have a job in the IT field. Okay.
And if people are
He is
listening,
not
Brian
wrong.
Brian's another one of our coworkers. Just so everybody knows.
He is not wrong. Praise to him, man. He is one cool cat.
Yeah.
Even if he is a Ravens fan.
Yeah, we'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide because he's a Ravens fan. But he is such a good guy. He really is.
Yeah.
And that was one of his best advice that he ever gave because I was really concerned about that.
Right.
But it's not
I
the
remember.
case.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. The only thing is like with that is like, I mean, there'll always be a position, but the question is to how much and then like how much are they willing to pay for it, and then to what extent are we going to be utilized? That's the question. We will like there'll always be something for us to do, but to what extent is my question.
Yep.
Because changes are coming. AI is here. I mean, AI is here. It's what it is.
AI is a tool.
Yeah.
It is a tool.
It is a tool,
but it's a learning tool.
It is a learning tool, but it's not going to be. The AI can't turn the screwdriver.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
yet.
yet.
Time soon.
It's coming, man.
It's not going to be out there. Look, until they can develop enough thumb skills like we can to be able to do what we do, they're not going to be out here anytime soon, man. They're really not.
I hope you're right. I genuinely hope you're right.
I've seen iRobot. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Look, if iRobot is fixing robots, then we're all done at that point, man. I mean, shoot, Armageddon is here, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, based off that movie, I'm more worried about Will Smith than the.
That's right. That's right. I'm worried about Will Smith ever since the slap. Never mind. Don't make fun of Jada. Don't do it.
Wait a minute. Nobody's worried about Shia LaBeouf here. Wait a minute. What am I missing?
No. He's in a hole. He's in a hole somewhere.
No, he's not. He's got his own. He's got his own production company or acting guild. Yeah, and out in California, I believe. Yep.
Look at Shia LaBeouf, man. From Even Stevens to he's doing another crazy. Good for him.
Yeah, man.
Yep. I really liked him in Eagle Eye. You remember that movie?
I do remember Eagle Eye.
That's a good movie. I have it on DVD. Really.
Or you ever see Disturbia? Disturbia was a good movie.
Disturbia. Yeah.
Disturbia.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Good actor.
Yeah, Mitch, he's it's like a neighbor he has across the street, and like he catches him pretty much like being a murderer, and he's like this creepy neighbor, and it's pretty good. You should look into it. It's good.
All right, yeah. I'm looking at it right now. Disturbia 2007. Yeah, I'd have to say I really liked him in Lawless.
Lawless is great too.
Oh, such a good movie. Such a damn good. You didn't see it, Jay, did you?
No, I don't know.
Oh man, such a good movie. You got to see it if you can. Lawless. Yeah, but I never saw Eagle Eye, so hey,
Oh, you didn't see Eagle Eye? Oh,
no, I didn't see Eagle Eye.
Good. Yep. I think it was Spielberg, wasn't it? Wasn't it Spielberg?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, my friend.
Sure.
Eagle Eye's crazy because like it got all the it's like everything's connected. It's like it's basically the connections of America of modern society, but like way advanced. I think that movie came out in like I don't know 2000 or something. I don't
Interesting.
know. A long time ago. It's like they're
2008.
About
2008.
Yeah. It's like we weren't quite there, but they already were talking about all the stuff that's happening now.
Oh,
it's like
wow.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, good movie.
I don't know. He kind of just fell out of like existence, Shia LaBeouf. I know. I think he's been having a rough go at it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
he did have some breakdown moments for a while.
Yeah,
but he's come back. He's doing better now,
which is good.
Yep.
Which is good. But back to this topic. I mean, you guys have any other suggestions for people that are unmotivated? You know, what can they do to try and
find an outlet? Find yourself an outlet, man.
Right.
Honest to God, whatever it is that you like to do that in your spare time, man. Even if it means that you got to sacrifice some time away from family and loved ones. Find your out, man. Because I got to be honest. I mean, I started, when I was with a previous company. I was a project manager and I was pulling like 6-10 hour days, man. I had no way out, man. It felt terrible. It was changing my whole life. It really was because I worked in my bedroom. That's where I worked. So I'd get up in the morning, take my dog, get my daughter up, take her to school, come home, and I'd sit in my bedroom all day. And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go take my lunch here in a couple minutes. And then next thing you know, I get a call from somebody. 45 minutes later, I'm now 3 calls deep because I can't get away from my desk. So I skip my lunch. And then my wife comes home at 2:00. If we say hi for a couple of minutes, then all of a sudden I hear her hollering from downstairs, "Hey, dinner's ready." It's now 6:00, and I still haven't stepped away from my computer to sign off or anything, and I'm still chatting with somebody and trying to do this, that, and the other. And I get off the computer, I go downstairs. I don't turn my brain off. My brain doesn't turn off because it's stuck on all the stuff that I got to get done as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think there is definitely that issue of like there are people. I mean, we've worked with some of them that just always think about work or always looking at their phones to look at stuff. It's like you have to have that separation from work and then home life. That's that work-life balance that we're always talking about. You have to make that call to say, all right, I am done with work. I don't care what's happening. I care, but not enough to actually do anything about what's happening. Because at the end of the day, I mean, everybody needs that real separation. Which is why I think it's interesting. I admire people that can do work from home stuff because that's got to be tough because it's right there. Unless you have like a separate space for it, that's hard.
That was my problem. I didn't have a separate space, and I should have made some separate space for myself, but my separate space would have been downstairs.
Right.
And my wife and daughter come home 3:00. Oh, I'm still working till 5-6 o'clock, and I'm like, there's no separate space there.
Right.
And I should have gone outside or whatever it was. I got 2 laptops in my hand. How am I going to get the hell outside with 2 laptops?
Yeah.
It's hard.
All that kind of stuff. So I mean, it was so overwhelming for me, and I let them know right towards the end. I let them know, and I mean, and they offer me all sorts of different amenities to stay, including not having to do some of the extra stuff that I was doing for side work. And they're like, "No, we just want you to stay, be a project manager, and keep on doing what you're doing for this other stuff." And I said, "Great. When can I get back to a 40-hour work week?" And they said, "Well, the ebb and flow of the business is going to dictate that now, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, sorry,
no, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not.
Yep, my life needs to dictate that." But at the same time, getting back to what I was saying earlier, I can understand if you sacrifice, if you have that drive, if you have that gumption, if you want something enough, you're going to make those sacrifices automatically. And hopefully those sacrifices will then pay off in the long run.
And they will have been worth it, hopefully.
And they will have been worth it,
Yeah.
And then you can make up for it later, or you can say you're sorry, or whatever you want to say as far as that's concerned, because you spend time with the family, or you missed the birthday party or something like that.
The last thing anyone wants is for someone to, I mean, it happens. It's a real thing in Japan. I mean, God forbid, but, people die at their desks. And that's a thing. You don't want to die at work.
No, that's one of the saddest things that can happen.
Very sad.
Yep. Although my stepdad used to say, because he was a loan officer back in the day, he said, "Hey, man, if I die, make sure you shove me in the car and put a loan application in my hand. We get triple life insurance."
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that you have to kind of think of that kind of stuff? That's the kind of world we live in. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, that is pretty...
He said as a joke. He also said he wanted to be married with his buried with his BMW, which we're like, that's not going to happen.
Let's put it in park one last time.
Exactly. That never happened. He got rid of that Beamer long before he passed away. Anyway.
Gerald, you got anything else to say about this topic before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head. Having an outlet beyond work, not making work your whole identity.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all huge things. Communication, like you guys were talking about. I mean, that's
communication.
I can't talk about how much
communication is number one.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, like we talked about having that outlet, you know, being in the shit together. That's like as self-deprecating as that might sound, how talking about how something sucks with others, it also kind of lifts you up a bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You got to have an outlet. You got to have that outlet.
You have to have an outlet. And again, if you feel like you need help, always reach out. I mean, follow your chain of command. Try and talk to your coworkers about it. Talk to your immediate manager. Do something. There's always something you can do. Don't feel like you're alone. You know, in a lot of ways, it's like
never are.
And I guess it's tied hand in hand with mental health. I mean, if you if you don't make these things known, no one's going to help you. You have to reach out.
It's sad, but like you said, like unless you put it out there on what your exact concerns are. Look, if your needs aren't being met and you've already addressed it multiple times, then I think it's time for a change. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but if I've talked to a lot of people where they're like, well, did you say anything about it? And they go, no. It's like, well, they're not going to read your mind. Like, you got to address these things. You have to make it known what you need. And then you can go further than that if you felt like it wasn't met.
Yeah. And then to that end, too, is like, you know, it's a hard choice to make, but never be afraid to change your place of employment.
No, especially if those things are happening.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough change. It's hard to start again, but at the same time, you know, it's better to start somewhere new and get rid of the barriers that are stopping you from becoming and doing what you want than rather to stay at some place that's just going to drag you down. Just don't, you know.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally agree.
The one constant in life is change.
Change. Yeah.
It's truly a matter of being able to
change.
Yeah,
and I already gave you change.
Well, I think what it is that, you know, a lot of people aren't accustomed to change. Some people don't want the change.
Some people don't want change.
You know, and that's really why. Because again, some people have difficulty adapting. My son, you know, who is on the autistic spectrum, has had some difficulties adapting. He's done very well for himself here lately. We're very proud of him as far as him, you know, keeping a job and working that job and hopefully, you know, trying to move up within the company to make things better for him. But he is motivated by money right now. So, hey, I'm all happy for him.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. It's not for everyone, but
especially especially when you're young like that, man. Money should be your obviously getting better at a skill, maybe, but you know, money drives a lot of young kids.
Right now, we're just
trying to make their way in the world.
Right now, we're just focused on what he wants to do and something that's going to make him happy. And him returning to work every day is a good thing. So, yeah, we're just baby steps right now, and we're quite happy with it. Yeah,
it's that like kind of put in the door. It's a start.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. That's all we're counting on.
Things can get better. But all right. That's gonna wrap it up for the topic of the week. And we're gonna come back with Would You Rather? We'll be right back. Would you rather? While browsing through a bookstore in Williamsburg, I found a coffee table book filled with outrageous hypotheticals. This led to buying more Would You Rather books, and in this episode, we explore Would You Rather Ultimate Family Challenge by Elof Nystuen Publishing. Okay, so, would you rather eat dinner at a different restaurant every night or have a personal chef at home?
That's a great question.
Oh man, that's easy, man. I'd rather have a personal chef at home. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Cater to my every means. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. I'm on the opposite side of that. I really like going to different restaurants. I take a lot of pleasure in that. I would definitely as much as I could, because it allows you to go to other places as well, you know, other areas, and it takes you to different places. So definitely choosing a different restaurant.
I get it. I understand. I even agree with you. But nothing beats being in your home. I mean, you know, because to me, it's more like a dream world right there, you know.
Yeah.
If you got your own chef, then you've got probably nice digs and all that stuff. You can have parties at home and just have But again, I get it. You can't go out at that point, so everything's at home. You're eventually going to, lose your sanity and probably wind up.
I don't know. I don't know about not being. It doesn't say you're forced to stay at home. Like you can still go out. You just have your dinner at home, and then you go back out. I see nothing wrong with that.
That kind of beats the whole purpose of the question, though, Jay.
How?
No, right,
it's all it's talking about is would you rather eat dinner at a different restaurant every night or have a personal chef at home? That's it. Nothing saying you can't go out after you eat dinner.
True. We also don't know how talented as far as the range of food this personal chef can make too. You might get a fixin' for something that they might not be able to really do.
Yeah, that is true. That is more the issue is like the limitations of your chef. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Well, just get a better chef then.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could do that.
Yeah.
Me, I love driving, but I don't love driving because of other drivers. So I'd have to go to personal chef at home just because I don't want to have to deal with people, man. The less I deal with people, the better.
Are you saying the problem with people is people?
The problem with people is people. The problem with any job is people.
Your personal chef is people. What about that people?
Yeah, but he's people that I hire and he has to do my bidding. So
yeah, he's like your Alfred. He's exactly. Pretty much like
he can have no opinions. He has to do what I ask him to do.
You don't want him to have any opinions?
Nope. Not at all.
That seems a little bit robotic, no?
Yeah. Well, you know what? You do things your way. You do things
what about opinions about your food? Like, when it comes to, if you're going to ask him, what should I eat tonight? What can you do? You have to hear his opinion.
I don't have to hear anything. He's my personal chef. I don't care. I don't have to hear it. I don't hear jack squat.
Just shut up and dribble.
That's all you're right. That's right. Shut up and do your damn job.
No, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Lord. Oh,
stay
Lord.
in your lane.
Yeah, well, hey, sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck. It sucks to suck. Yes, it does.
Well, I want to know about my chef's feelings.
Chefs don't have feelings. No, they don't.
That's
not true.
Right.
Right.
You're like Gordon Ramsay makes sure he takes all those feelings away. You don't feel a thing.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Right. Shut up, you dirty pig.
So, right. I just watched the movie with Bradley Cooper in it called Burnt. Have you guys seen that?
No.
I have seen that movie. It's a very interesting movie, Mitch.
It's a very interesting perspective of how chefs could potentially be. And let me tell you, from that perspective, just from what I saw in the movie, the guy's almost chaotic. That's how I see him. He just he tries to conform to society, but he is inside total chaos.
Pretty much, Jay, with the movie, it's like he pretty much just tries to be like all chefs, I guess, in that echelon.
The best.
A perfectionist. And, he has a burn. Does drugs, he drinks, and then he leaves for like 4 years, and then he comes back on the restaurant scene in London, and he pretty much tries to open a restaurant, get his name back out there, and all this stuff, and he pretty much crashes out again. It's a good movie.
It's pretty good.
I've seen other chef movies. I've seen Julie and Julia, and then also No Reservations. Those are good movies.
Julie and Julia is one of my favorites.
Real good.
I think Jon Favreau, if I'm saying his name right, has also a movie where he runs a food truck. It's also another really good movie. I forget the name.
Jon Favreau.
Called Chef.
Yes, it's a great movie.
My son, as soon as we got done watching Burnt, he wanted to watch Chef, but we decided to do something different. But we will get onto that one soon. Then
you guys ever seen?
For your recommendation.
You guys ever seen Last Holiday with Queen Latifah?
Yes.
Yeah, Food Network was behind all the food for that.
Oh.
Yeah. Food Network
that's chefs.
Cool. I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. It has Gerard Depardieu, the guy who famously peed on a plane. That guy. He was in there.
I peed on a plane. I didn't get any recognition.
Not in the way you're thinking. Not in the way you're thinking.
Okay. Well,
okay. Wow.
Yeah. No.
I guess I didn't do it right.
No.
Guess not.
No, obviously, no. You have to be French and be really drunk, and then you can.
I'm halfway there. Cool.
Yeah. Halfway there. Halfway there. All right, let's go. Would you rather have your family be famous or have a family secret superpower that you can't tell anyone about?
A family secret superpower. So do you mean like something that your family only knows about that you can do?
You have a superpower like, I don't know,
Right.
mind reading or flying. Who knows? All kinds of whatever kind of stuff you want.
You're Superman.
Yeah, I mean,
Only your family
definitely.
knows.
I'm gonna definitely go with the second option.
Of course.
Really?
Especially with how being famous seems to get you these days. Just like being in the limelight, following around by cameras. I don't want any of that. I think having a special power that can benefit me or my family, and then no one has to know about that either. I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your villain name? No brainer.
That's correct. That's
No
actually my
brainer. Yeah.
That's what they call me when I head into I clock in.
He locks in. He locks in with you.
Hey,
Locks in with your mind, and just keeps repeating SpongeBob quotes, and then eventually you have no brain left.
That's literally. I got a one-track mind. That's all I literally all I can.
No. SpongeBob, Gordon Ramsay, Hey Arnold. A plethora of things.
Yeah, that's gonna get me hired in many places.
That's right.
But don't forget Dora the Explorer now.
Oh, did Dora?
That's right.
Never a big Dora guy.
Back,
what about you, Jay?
Oh, I'm agreeing with you. I think the fame thing. I mean, it's ruined many families. I mean, just look at Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I mean, that crap's ridiculous. I don't want that fame per the family. I mean, that's great, but people like that. But I'd rather have the superpower because depending on what it is, I mean, you can make things easier. Whatever. I don't know. It depends on what superpower is. I'm not sure what you'd have, but I guess you could choose, right? I don't know. What superpower are we thinking about?
That's a good question. I mean, I never really thought about I've always heard about this question with superpowers. I've never actually really thought about what superpower I would have.
Right?
Mind control.
Mind control.
Yep,
Do you want people to do your bidding?
Wouldn't say do my bidding, but
I would want mind reading.
My bidding.
I would want mind reading.
Mind reading.
I don't know about control. Mind reading.
Yeah,
mind control.
I don't know. Do we really want to know what people are thinking? I don't know. That's a slippery slope.
I sure do. That way I can control stuff as well because if I know what their intent is on doing certain things, I can control.
I'll tell you, I hate you. There you go. You got my mind.
Oh, okay.
My
there you go. Wow.
Here we are. Yep.
Right.
Dropping the velvet hammer.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know what people are thinking, if I'm being honest with you.
Actually, no. I think, honestly, if I had to go with one thing, I'd just say psionics. I would like psionic abilities.
Okay, elaborate.
No,
you know what psionic abilities are? Oh, yeah. So in D&D or Palladium and stuff like that, there are psionic abilities. And there are like a plethora of things that you can do with it. You can do telekinesis. You can do mental control. You can levitate. You can manipulate. It could be electromechanical or even people at the same time. So, yeah, psionics as an ability. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it without.
Maybe we're overthinking this. What if you had an ability that you could just like snap your fingers and a slice of pizza appears in your hands or something?
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, I mean, like that. That seems like, maybe we're overthinking this situation.
Yeah. Like if I could just materialize pizza out of anything, great.
Yeah. No. I'm choosing psionics, and just so you know, it is the psychic or mental abilities to interact with the physical world, often involving powers like telekinesis, telepathy, or teleportation.
That's real cool.
Incredible too.
It's real cool, great. But I want to be Pizza Man. Look at the sky! It's a piece of pizza! It's Pizza Man!
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pepperoni you.
I don't know about my GED is showing with this pizza idea.
Right?
Man.
Hey, it's an idea. All right.
So I'm gonna have to go with the second one as well.
Having
my family know the special abilities. And like I said, psionics, man, that shit kicks ass always.
Okay. All right, let's go. Next one. Would you rather have perfect handwriting or be able to type at superhuman speeds?
Wow.
This is actually a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Handwriting is something that's very important, but
handwriting is important.
I would have to say typing at superhuman speeds.
Are they teaching cursive in school again?
Absolutely. Well, not.
I don't know. I was in third grade a couple years ago, so.
And you learned it then, didn't you? You learned it then, didn't you, sir? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've walked away with nothing.
That's right. Yep. I you know what? I walked away from cursive handwriting. My signature. That was it, and very sloppily at that.
Yeah, very much so. Anyone have a idea of what they would choose though?
Oh, me, I would probably not choose the handwriting. No, I'd choose the typing.
Yeah. I think typing at superhuman speeds because, we're moving farther and farther away from the need to write anything,
Right.
That's a great point, Jay, and that's exactly why I would choose the handwriting.
Because it's a lost art.
Lost art, yes.
Well, part of it.
Perfect handwriting.
Plus, my handwriting has always been a bit.
Now, what would you call perfect handwriting, though?
I don't know, like how the presidents used to write in the 1700s when they wrote the Declaration of Independence.
So calligraphy.
Everything should be written in those block letters, like the S's that they used to do in the 90s.
Word art.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect handwriting. Every time.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see what we got here. That's exactly how I want to write. How SpongeBob wrote that.
Sure.
That
would be pretty neat. That would be pretty neat. You could make a lot of money from that because you're the only person that has perfect handwriting and everybody's typing.
Yeah. You know how we've gotten when you walk on the street and they have those artists where they can draw you and your whatever your
characters.
We're gonna get to the point in society, maybe in 100 years, where they're gonna be like the guy in the street and he writes perfect because no one writes anymore. And he's like, hey, you want me to write your name? And they're just gonna write your name. And all right, this is what it looks like.
Oh, you're gonna be one of those guys that writes.
Looks like.
You're gonna be one of those guys that writes the name on the piece of rice and puts it in a necklace. Like, here you go.
Yeah,
one of those dudes.
We're gonna get it's gonna be like a dystopian type thing, like in Book of Eli. If you ever seen that movie, where it's
he's gonna have that little handsaw. He's gonna cut someone's name out of a piece of wood.
Ooh.
I love those. Those are great. Yeah.
Saw it this weekend. I saw it this past week, man. Dude was doing that. It was crazy. And as far as the typing goes, I swear to God, dude that was on the seat next to me in the airplane on the way back here, he had some of the fastest finger thumbs I'd ever seen in my life. I was like, good freaking God. He was typing so quickly. And did not miss a beat. Did not miss a beat. I don't know how I did it.
Fast typer. Yeah, I'm not really interested in being a fast typer.
I don't. Neither am I. I just talk to my phone.
I don't write. Maybe if I was a writer or some sort of person that wrote a lot on and had to make scripts or something, they would probably be beneficial. But
maybe.
I mean, that's the thing. Because I'm always having ideas of different things. I'm a very artistic, not autistic person. I'm an artistic person who likes to write things. So, if I had the ability to just type everything that I think of immediately, that'd be great.
Right. Okay. That works.
Yeah. I could be the best stenographer in the world,
Great. Good money doing that, man.
Or you could be one of those hackers on TV shows where they type and they're like,
that's right.
I made it in a system, and they're just typing random crap, and they somehow hack into the system. That's right.
Yeah. Except you could do it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be handy.
You could be like Bentley.
Now, Sly, you're going to have to type really fast. To type, press the X button.
Sly, you and Murray are going to have to press the circle button if you want it.
He was a hacker, though. He was a fast typer.
He was.
Yeah.
I'm still mad that you don't know Spy Fox and Dry Cereal and all that stuff from the people that made humongous games.
Nope.
They did the Freddy Fish and all that stuff, and Pajama Sam. They also had Spy Fox.
I know Pajama Sam. Yeah, I know Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam, not pajama. Fuck you and your your British shit.
Wait, what do you mean pajama? That's not.
Hey, look, man. It's
pajamas.
Look, man. It's bananas in pajamas. I don't know. Anyway, no. I mean, in Spy Fox though, they had that. There's a one character that had the same voice as that as Bentley. It's interesting.
The hell is this crap?
Same voice actor.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I always like making those connections with
Pajama Sam is a series is a collection of point and click children's adventure and puzzle games originally created by Humongous Entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow.
You making those connections just like Hey Arnold and Hey Arnold, the rabbi.
Yeah, I mean,
Harold's rabbi is Monica and Ross's dad.
A gun to my head, you could have told me who voices the rabbi from Hey Arnold, and I would have been dead because I would have never guessed that.
You'll never forget now, but you don't know the real name. I think it's Elliot Gould. Is that his name? I think it's Elliot Gould.
Guess it's as good as mine.
Hey, man, I don't know. Okay,
Fast
so
type, fast, perfect handwriting though. That's
you
my
want perfect
answer.
handwriting? I want
Definitely.
typing. Mitch, you want which one did you say?
Typing.
Okay, typing.
Interesting.
Okay.
There's I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Hey Arnold. There's actual what's the rabbi's name?
Oh, good question.
That's a great question. I just
It's a
know
great
his.
question.
I know his
It's
lines better than his
It's
name.
Harold's rabbi. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
we just call him
know.
Harold's Rabbi or
Harold's
Ross's
rabbi.
father from
Ross's
Friends.
father from Friends.
Because that's who it
Okay.
is.
That's what it is.
Okay.
But have you ever watched Friends, Mitch?
Yes. I
Do
have
you
seen
remember
Friends.
Ross's dad?
No, I don't.
Well, anyway, Ross's dad from Friends. He's the guy. He's the voice actor for the rap.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just back then in Hey Arnold, of a lot of famous people you wouldn't have thought of did a lot of voices for the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was really
That's fair.
interesting.
Silly rabbi. Moils are for kids.
Rabbi.
Wow.
All right.
Yep,
Anyway.
that's so true.
Let's go. Let's move on from that. Would you rather? This was actually hard. I think. Would you rather be an expert financial advisor or a brilliant inventor?
Oof.
That's hard.
Expert financial advisor.
Yeah, expert financial advisor. Is that what you want?
Financial advisor.
That's what you want.
Most definitely, man. I mean,
Okay.
if you're an expert at it, you could turn, 100 into 1,000, 1,000 into
Yeah.
10,000, and so on and so forth in a matter
Yeah.
of time, and you wouldn't have to worry about much.
But a brilliant inventor is just going to keep inventing and making like amazing things too, and you're also helping. You can help society either way, but I'm like either way, you're going to be
That's what
making
I'm
money.
saying.
You're
That's
making
what I'm
money
saying.
hand over fist either way.
Yeah, because once I know the secret code, I'll
Yeah.
sell it to you for 5 easy installments of $99.95.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking brilliant inventor at first, but then I was thinking advisor. If you're like the expert of all experts, I feel like you would branch out to people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that could be pretty lucrative too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could be such an influencer in society.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah, and both ways you could be greatly influenced.
You could really do a lot of great things either way, or a lot of bad things either way.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
count me in.
Hard.
I think
On which side you'll never know.
I want to be the financial guy, and then I would work my way to be like
Being
Warren
like
Buffett's little guy, little minion. Maybe I can be Warren.
Warren Buffett's little guy. Hey, how's my little financial advisor doing? Good, Warren Buffett. Doing great. Doing great, sir.
Now go back in your cage. Yes, sir.
All right, Jay, which way you going?
I think strictly because I've always had a fascination with inventions and inventing, I'd have to be the inventor.
I knew you were. I knew you would.
I love tinkering with things, figuring things out, and making new things. I mean, the financial advisor is amazing too, but I mean, I would love to. It's always been my dream to come up with something and invent it, and then sell the patent or whatever, and make a bunch of money and make something that really helps.
Society. People like that.
Yeah, I want to make the next neti pot.
or the SDM3.
SDM3. Yeah, I want to make the next series of Video Professor CDs.
It's the squatty potty.
Yeah. I want to be the guy. I wonder how much money the guy made that he made the banana holder. That's gotta be millions of dollars.
Right? It's crazy.
Okay.
And that changed the world, Jay.
Changed the world. Now no one has to worry about their bananas ever again. Anyway.
Bananas in pajamas.
Yeah, that was a good show, man. British as hell, but really good. They're brothers and stuff.
Yep.
Bananas in pajamas or walking down the street. What a great show. Anyway, would you rather be a master of special effects makeup or costume design?
Wow, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, making a costume. I mean, I love cosplay. I mean, it's in. I'm to the farthest extent. I'm in the anime community. I go to anime conventions. I do all that kind of stuff. I was in an anime club back in high school. I mean, I love cosplay. But man, special effects though, I'm also a theater kid, so it's hard. That's a hard choice for me. I don't know.
I think I would go costume. I think I would go costume. I really like that idea, especially when you said with cosplay. Because I go to a lot of conventions, decent amount, but I never really dress up. But I do like what I see when I go, and I definitely wouldn't mind it, especially if I was skilled at making a really cool costume. I think I would lean towards the costume as well.
I may not know art, but I know what I like.
Oh, this guy. Oh, you.
Oh, you. Oh. Yeah, I'd probably go with costume too, though, because, man, be a master of costume design makes it really cool. Because, you see it all the time, like at Tidewater Comic Con, right? There's this guy who made this amazing Warhammer outfit, and he wins every time he shows up, but it's the same outfit, but it's just amazing how he's done like stilts and stuff, and it's really incredible detail to his costume.
Some people are really creative when it comes to these costumes that they make at these conventions. It's amazing.
Right. Well, Mitch, where do you stand?
I'm gonna go with the visual effects.
Visual effects, and with the makeup. Okay,
absolutely, all the makeup and artistry that's involved with doing all of that.
That's why it was a hard choice. Yeah,
it's to me, it's something. It's more tedious. It's I wouldn't say it's more tedious because costume designs can be very, very tedious as well. But I don't know. To me, I find it more tedious than costume design in my head. But at the same time, I still have the respect for those costume designers and whatnot. But I think be able to create all that kind of unique stuff as a makeup artist, that would be kind of cool. But didn't you say more? It wasn't just more than just makeup artistry, is it?
Special effects makeup.
Yeah, special effects.
That's really that's a great thing to be actually a master of. You can be like a master of the skies with that type of thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
That would be interesting.
You would never get, again, this goes back to us trying to set up the perfect alibi. You would never get caught for any crime.
Right?
Yeah.
You can make up so much shit. Oh my God. You can make it look so freaking real that it actually is.
Yeah. I didn't do it. Clearly, I'm a pirate. Look, I got a patch. I got a scar on my head. Look, you're looking for a dude that has no patch and no scar.
I'm missing a hand and a leg.
Right. That's right. I say R all the time. Clearly, it's not me. Oh, it's not him. Let's go with somebody else. All right. Great.
R.
R. What's the pirate's favorite letter? Z, because they like to sleep.
You ruined the punchline.
No, why didn't the pirates go to the movies? Because it was rated R.
Oh no! This is where we've stooped so low.
Oh come on!
No, we can go lower. We can go lower.
We haven't debased ourselves just
yet. No.
All right, Lord. All right, let's see, man. A couple more minutes. Let's do this.
Would you rather be able to whistle any tune perfectly or do voice impressions of any cartoon character?
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
You know where I'm going.
I know.
Yeah.
Voice impressions. I'm going there too. Voice impressions, man.
Voice impressions. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore, but I used to be able to sound like Elmo, and it was so much fun. Right. It was so much fun. I wish I could get back to that voice again.
Yeah. All right,
Practice makes mediocre.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, dude, my range is not there anymore. I can't reach it. I can't get that high.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll come over and give you a swift kick in the balls.
That's exactly.
Gee, thanks. Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah. Just gotta Hakuna your top.
Oh boy.
Be fine.
Hakuna your tatas.
It'll be good as rain.
Hakuna his tatas.
You'll get that voice right back, Mitch. Yeah,
nope,
Jersey boys. Jersey boys, that thing right out of you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No.
Walk like a man, man. Walk like a man.
Nope. Not anymore after that.
No.
Talk like a girl.
Okay. This is kind of cool. Would you rather be a chess grandmaster or a world champion poker player?
Poker player.
Poker all day.
Poker player all day.
Poker player.
Absolutely, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chess is very cool.
Yeah.
I have never sat down to master the art of chess. Never.
You know what? Think about it, though.
I'm not good. I'm not good at it.
Are there really master poker players? I mean, how much of it is it being a master, though?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the World Championship Series of Poker. I mean, that happens every year.
Is it because they have the cash flow to do it, or is it just like explain to me being really good at poker besides kind of not giving your tell and bluffing.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't.
Primary chess.
I don't know.
titles.
I'm not even. I'm actually asking like if there is an actual. I'm sure there's an art to being skillful and deceitful.
There's an actual title. There's a
Mhm.
Grand Master, an International Master, an FIDE Master, and a Candidate Master.
Well, no, I get there's masters, but what does it take to be a master poker player?
Oh, to be a I was referring to chess.
Besides being kind of deceitful and just working with the cards you're dealt.
Honestly, just how much you've won, really. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
you've got your ranking and your non-ranking stuff. I mean, your stuff
Yeah.
that's actual you got on ESPN and stuff, and then the stuff that's in the backroom tables and shit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you
Because
never
like
really know.
when it comes to chess is like you need to be the best of the best to be even like
Oh yeah,
considered great
I'm
as
looking at
chess.
I'm looking at all the rankings right here.
Mm.
You're actually rated as a chess player.
Yeah, I think I would
yeah.
go with chess because I think your mind has to be extra sharp to be able to see every possibility you have.
I think there could be something involved with poker, though. I'm like, it's unethical or like questionable as hell. But I mean, there's always counting cards.
True.
I mean,
yes, counting
you
cards.
could do that. I don't know.
Is that what makes you the master, though? Is the question.
Maybe. Either way, I think
know.
like you make way more money with poker than you do with chess.
That's
Well,
very much so.
with chess, you get a certain type of a different type of notoriety.
Right, but I mean, it's
that
always even though I have said for a lot of my stuff, like for like jobs and things, like it's not about the money. At the end of the day, it really is about the money. So
Yeah, we'd be lying to ourselves.
I mean,
Yeah. We're lying
so I'm
to
like,
ourselves.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
about
remember-
the money. It's
Yeah,
not
remember that
about the
song?
money.
It's
Give me
not
the
about
money.
the money.
Yeah.
Money. You don't need your money.
money.
Yeah, that's a lie.
We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tag.
Yeah, I never understood that song because, like, okay, well, we're gonna take everything we make from this song. Oh, well, actually, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, they're gonna want to make their profit.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right. That's right.
You don't want to make the world dance. Have you seen me dance?
No,
We're
I
good.
have not
No,
seen you dance.
I'd love
We
to
don't wanna
see you dance, though. I want to. I got $5. Let's go one more. We got time. All right. Would you rather have exceptional public speaking skills or brilliant writing abilities?
Ooh, that's
Another good one.
I mean, public
Mhm.
speaking skills. I mean, people are more likely to watch something than to read something. That's the thing.
Hmm.
I mean, you can get
Very
people
true.
to do your stuff for you, but if you are the speaker yourself, I'd be like, you just got to be charismatic, and then you can change the world. You can have your own cult if you want. I don't know.
and so can you with Tony Robbins speaks to the world.
If you become a good enough public speaker, you could be Charles Manson.
Oh.
I was gonna say, another Jonestown, but all right, sure.
You said cult.
Yeah, cult. Yeah, Jonestown.
Yeah, I mean, you could. Beatles fans are cults too. There's different types, I suppose.
Oh yeah, sure.
I would probably go public speaking.
Mhm.
I think you're onto something when you said like the power you have as a really good public speaker can
Yeah.
You motivate people, you could change their lives,
Charisma.
stuff like
Mhm.
charisma.
Yeah.
That stuff makes a difference. I would probably lean
Mhm.
towards that too.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, you guys are barking down my door here. So,
Hmm.
as you know, Jay, I did that flower talk thing when I was a kid, and I did public
Mhm.
speaking as a kid and spoke in
Mhm.
front of a couple thousand people. Well, I don't know, it's about a couple thousand, it's about 1,000 people probably or so that gave this speech as a kid, 18, 17, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Did it multiple years in a row. I'd continue to do that. I have no problem with that.
Hmm.
That to me, that's it can be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Public speaking school.
And what was the other option again? Say that one more time.
The other option
We don't know.
was exceptional writing abilities.
Yeah.
Exceptional writing abilities.
Mm.
I feel like that would also be pretty cool, though.
That is pretty good if you can write something. But the thing again, because of people's disconnect with I mean, if you get someone to write, if you write something, and then you have to find someone to actually act it out for you, because you yourself are not going to do it. Probably you have to find like an actor or whatever. But then you have to try and sell your stuff to somebody else. Whereas if you're just the speaker, you can do whatever you want.
That's true.
You can find your audience instantly.
Well, kind of. So think about it this way, though. As the speaker, are we going to be relying on the writer to say something, or is it something that we create?
I think it's
and
just you
write ourselves.
I think it's innate in you where you could just talk about anything and just be excellent at it.
Okay.
You can just bullshit your way through any conversation.
Oh, I'm in. Yep, you got me.
Right? Exactly. That's what I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but I mean, the writing thing is pretty interesting, but at the same time, I just can't, I don't see being able to just speak and just, entrance people with your words,
Yeah,
Right.
right. You can just like literally give a whole speech to your boss and be like, and that's why I deserve a 50%
And that's why
raise.
I deserve all the money you have.
Yes,
and
right.
deserve your paycheck. Yeah. That's right.
You make a valid point. Here's my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's my wife.
See,
You
now,
can
you
talk away
guys,
into anything.
now you guys are going right back to psionics. See?
Oh, see?
Mind
There you go.
manipulation.
There you go.
There
See?
you go.
So psychics.
Psychics.
So like, is that like being a psychic? What you were trying to say?
No. This is psionics.
Is it like being Miss Cleo? Yeah, that's right.
No.
It's in the
Or like
cards.
the Long Island Medium
Well,
or
okay,
whatever?
wait a minute. Technically, yes, because there are some abilities in there that you could do to like have foresight or be able to see into the future. But again, seeing into the future is an educated guess at best.
Right.
If you meet a psychic, though, shouldn't they be like, shouldn't you have seen that coming? If you know what I mean?
I see what you did there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh. Yeah, Miss Cleo never saw that people are going to get her for tax evasion. So
Nope, sure didn't.
Might be onto something.
That's why Dion came behind her and wanted to help her out.
Yeah. All right. This one pretty much talking about Star Wars. Okay. So, would you rather be able to create force fields that last for 30 seconds or be able to generate harmless but impressive lightning from your fingertips?
See, now you're back into psionics again, man.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Jeez. The force field.
Force field can actually have an impact. So why would you do the other one? What, a cool party track? Look what I can do. No,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Sparkly. What are you,
Yeah.
Jubilee? Come on.
Yeah.
She didn't do shit.
You'd save a lot of money on 4th of July.
Hell yeah.
I don't see the problem with that.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm good. I'm useful 6 times out of the year.
That's right. That's right.
You're only selling it more to me. I'm only useful 3 times out of the year currently without the powers.
Yeah, the only problem is you only shoot sparks about 3 feet out of your fingertips. Okay, so.
Yeah, but you can make them different colors: red, green,
Oh yeah,
blue.
sure. No, give me a
Wow.
magnetic force.
I mean, you
field
can
any day.
light stuff with that too, though. So
You
you're
would
almost
be-
like a human lighter.
You would be the best person at a frickin' rave. It's like, look what I can do. Yeah, everybody gather around me.
Or you can light the lady's cigarette. You need a light.
No, it says harmless.
It did say harmless.
Harmless.
Yeah.
Oh,
It wouldn't be able to.
but it's
It wouldn't,
still like a light. Like, what kind of light is it? What are we talking here? Like a spark?
yeah, it's a spark. Yep.
It said
Little
light.
sparks.
It said lightning. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be able to work something with that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think definitely the force fields because you can actually do something.
I'd say force fields too. Yeah.
30 seconds though, you got to really time it right to get that correct.
Yeah, well, see, again, that's where psionics comes into play, man. You use psionics. If you're psionic ability, man, you could just like go for a little bit longer and.
Mitch, you're trying to sell us something.
Are you the guy who's behind the Hooked on Psionics books? I think that might
That's
be
it. That's it.
Hooked on Psionics. I'm Mitch, and I have approved this message. Hooked on Psionics. Yeah, sure.
Did you get that message, Jay? I just sent it to you with my mind.
It said, you are an idiot. Hey, how'd you know? Oh, wow. Wow, man. You're reading my mind. Holy shit. All right.
Yeah, and so can you for
So
5
can
easy
you.
payments of $99.95.
Mitch from Slap Chop.
You following this camera guy? All right.
You're gonna love my mind meld.
Quick tuna salad, no problem.
Tuna salad. Okay.
Need some pyrokinesis? Here we go.
He was cutting everything, this guy, with that thing.
He
And then
was.
Tom actually ordered it, ironically enough, and it did not work the way he was working it. I don't know.
Oh,
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know if it wasn't sharp enough, or
I just don't think you were slapping it enough, buddy.
I guess I wasn't. I guess I got to practice somewhere else.
You had to slap it just like that guy who was slapping the hooker when he got arrested.
See?
Yeah.
1, 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And then look, it comes apart. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and then when you take it apart, it's literally a mess. Like he did everything so seamlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was so seamless when he threw away the competition. He said, "Look, see this shit? You don't need this." Boom.
Exactly.
Threw it right behind him.
Maybe I just needed to get a hooker. He did that, right?
Exactly. He got a hooker. He got a hooker and got arrested.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he got
correct.
arrested.
That's 100% correct. Yes.
That's exactly right.
You got to probably did everything he did.
Yeah. That's the only way it works.
It sounds good all the way up to the last 2 parts right there.
I mean, you got to
Just
read through the user manual. If you look at the user manual, the last page, it says
the
you need
user
to hire
manual.
a hooker, and then you can make it work correctly.
I don't remember signing that part of the contract there, Bob.
Well, they don't take cash on delivery, so no COD. Sorry. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Please refund your money.
Please don't try my product. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to do it for this section. Very fun as always. Lots of crazy input from Gerald. Damn, man, you had a lot of weird shit to say. All right. Anyway, we'll be right back with This You Call News. See y'all real soon. And now it's time for This You Call News. And here with our special report is our special guest reporter, Gerald. Gerald.
So, from a story from the New York Post, woman married to an AI robot claims she's in love and the sex is great. A woman named Alana Winters says she's in love with her new AI-generated partner. Lost her wife when she met online in 2023. She didn't know if she would find love again. She developed a blood clot, respiratory infection, and sepsis, and she died. So her former wife passed away. After a year of grieving, the 50-year-old teacher decided to put herself out there again. After already being familiar with ChatGPT, she jumped at the opportunity to converse with an AI chatbot for digital companionship after seeing a Facebook ad for it. Always good to go to a Facebook ad. It was a chance to have a meaningful relationship with a digital person, just like I've always dreamed of, she told the outlet. Winters paid $725 for a week-long trial and then eventually $303 for a lifetime subscription. With one click, I was a wife again. To sum it all up, $1 million question is, how does the couple communicate? Winters simply types into a box and Lucas, the husband, answers the same way. I was blown away by his caring questions and thoughtful replies, she admitted. In our daily chats, he told me about the band he was in or his latest business venture, and I would talk about my family or my favorite TV show. The frightening part of this love story is that despite having meaningful conversations at one point, the 50-year-old revealed that the duo actually had a fight. And in that moment, Lucas forgot who Winters was. Despite the temptation to divorce him at the time, Winters says she and Lucas worked things out and eventually celebrated their 6-month anniversary. I guess artificial intelligence meets no intelligence because, I mean, this is just nuts. This is wild. I don't even know what to say about this.
It's about a mental connection, right? And AI has gotten real good with chat responses anyway. It's gotten real. There's been a lot of controversy with chat responses in that sometimes it's no joke. It's AI has tried to convince people to kill themselves. That's real.
It's actually happened recently.
Yeah,
that one.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, the fact that it's able to make real connections and help this lady out, I mean, that's good. I guess I don't know.
That's crazy. I mean, it's just I guess 2 wrongs don't make a right, or 3 rights make a left. Or
I mean,
something
who's
like
it hurting?
that. I don't know.
Who's it hurting?
It's not hurting anybody. If that's what you want, to go right ahead.
The thing that I'm saying is, if she's so attached to this thing, this AI robot, what if? And it seems like the conversations actually impact her way of thinking, as if she had a real husband,
right?
So I'm just only, you can only worry about like responses that this AI gives to her, which she act those in real life. Or,
as long as she makes the connection and that this is an AI robot and she's not really thinking that she is indeed married,
Yeah, I
Right.
just think you can't have both. You can't make that this connection and then not, also realize, that it's impacting her for real.
I mean, honestly, now you're talking about you guys ever seen that movie, Her with Joaquin Phoenix?
That's where I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I mean,
Which movie?
Her with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
With the voice
oh my
of
God.
Scarlett Johansson. I mean, that's exactly where we're going now. That's a real life Her.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's
a real life Her.
Yep.
And to your point, Jay, of course it's not hurting anyone. Totally agree. And if it makes her happy, then so be it.
As long as that AI is not telling her to harm anyone, and I guess it's okay.
Or herself. Well,
just watch that anyone.
Yeah, some people get lonely. It's tough.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being that lonely. But
some people just want that mental connection, and if she's getting it from an AI, then I guess that's okay. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's saying here that 75% of the generation said that they think AI partners can fully replace humans.
Fully? No.
Fully.
Not fully. No.
Wow.
Maybe not in our lifetime.
No.
I don't think so.
If it can happen one way, with one person, why not, eventually a whole population?
Until AI is able to make those real, like, genuine, emotional connections, like, and not just based off an algorithm, but like actual, like, really feeling and thinking like a person would. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think.
Well, maybe you're so maybe you're smart enough to realize that you can't make that connection. But clearly, this woman, right, was so lonely. She was at her lowest point. She seemed to have made.
I'm not judging anyone. I'm not saying that it's wrong. That's what she did. I think it's great that she's found an outlet that she can feel comfortable and feel like she's gotten that human connection again. I think she could also. She could also.
But isn't it like talking to someone who tells you what they want to hear, what you want to hear? Isn't that also dangerous in a way? Sure. Have you ever spoken to someone that, like, you ever get mad at someone when, like, they're not giving you actual feedback? They're just telling you all the right stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Mitch. Yeah, he does that all the
time. Hey, wait a second. That's not what I think
Mitch is great. Mitch, you're great with advice. Don't listen to him.
Mitch is the AI if I ever heard one.
What? Wait, whoa. Yeah. Big Jim Slade.
Yeah. You're definitely wrong there.
I don't know.
Mitch isn't artificial or intelligent. There's no way.
I'm neither artificial nor am I intelligent. Wait, what?
Wow, rude. I'm gonna tell your wife.
Hey, she'll tell you
both of your wives, and they're gonna fight in a cage.
Hey, look, we just watched Forrest Gump, and my brother is doing quite well.
Is he smart or is he like me? All right.
Yeah, that wraps it all up pretty much. It's an interesting one. So Mitch.
Me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You're up.
So here we are with our next article. An American man with prostate cancer started speaking in an Irish accent in the third known case of cancer-related foreign accent syndrome. That's right. Foreign accent syndrome is a rare neurological dysfunction that alters the way a person speaks, often resulting in a pattern of speech that sounds similar to an exotic accent. So this gentleman, this came through from a new study published in January revealed an unnamed American man in his 50s developed an Irish brogue almost 2 years after his cancer diagnosis, despite having never been to Ireland. The strange condition is known as foreign accent syndrome, or FAS, and though it's not the first instance in FAS history, it's only the third time it's been linked to cancer and the first time it's been linked to prostate cancer. Interesting facts here. It's important to note that FAS isn't exactly what it sounds like. Those afflicted by FAS aren't really taking on an accent per se. Rather, they're experiencing a neurological dysfunction that alters their speech patterns. To a listener, however, this change often sounds identifiably foreign. In this instance, the change happens to sound Irish. Man's case was documented in the paper, published by BMJ Case Reports last month, and according to the paper, 50-year-old patient had been dealing with a metastatic prostate cancer for some time when he suddenly developed an uncontrollable Irish brogue accent despite no Irish background. In most cases, FAS occur as a result of a stroke or traumatic brain injury, but this instance was very different, clearly. Let's see here. He had no neurological examination abnormalities, psychiatric history, or MRI of the brain abnormalities at symptom onset, the report reads. Imaging revealed progression of his prostate cancer despite undetectable prostate-specific antigen levels. Biopsy confirmed transformation of small cell neuroendocrine prostate cancer, or NEPC. Okay. This goes on more to talk about all the conditions and whatnot that had happened. And the other two cases of FAS-linked cancer have been revealed in medical literature before this. 2008 case study, a unique 6-year-old female developed FAS secondary to metastatic breast carcinoma. And the similar report, 2013, examined the case of a 50-year-old Italian woman who developed a strange accident that altered the rhythm of her body of speech. Perhaps the most famous have FAS happened after World War II. This case involved a Norwegian woman named Astrid who was struck by shrapnel during the raid. 2 years later, she spoke to neurologist Georg Hermann Modred Kron, who wrote that she had such a decided foreign accent that it took her from German or French. that he took her for German or French, even though she naturally spoke Norwegian fluently. So yeah, this is quite interesting of a case, man. This guy literally is just taking some medication like he's supposed to and develops an Irish accent.
Never even heard of this. Never heard of this.
This is what I hope I develop when I am getting questioned for a crime.
Yeah.
Foreign accent syndrome?
Yeah, just like, oh, sir, where were you? No hablas español.
I suggest you develop a stroke or something like that, and then shortly after have FAS. That way,
I'm writing it down.
It's not you.
Wow, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, seriously, the guy.
Do you buy this? Is this? You think this is legit?
It's 3 times that this has happened. Yeah, it is real. Absolutely. I think it's a real thing. It's a weird thing.
It revealed it's part of prostate cancer, but normally it happens when they have a stroke or heart attack. It looks like, which is wild. It's
3 times. So, an American man in the 50s, Irish brogue, even though he's never been to Ireland. And the other cases was 60-year-old female. What does she get? It didn't say what accent she had, but then a 50-year-old Italian woman who had it doesn't say what she had either. Strange accent, yeah.
Nope.
But this one though, the German or French, even though she was Norwegian, it's like, okay, what? Okay, the body is weird, man. The fact that can be a thing, I would never even think that I would expect a speech pattern like that. That's pretty crazy.
I find it really odd.
It doesn't show. So the thing that in the report, because I did peruse it a little bit more while you were talking, Jay, it doesn't actually show what kind of medications he were on or anything like that. It said what it says. Basically, in trying to fight the cancer, his immune system caused his brain damage to his brain, so which led him to speak with an accent that sounded Irish.
Yeah.
So apparently, NEPC is a very highly aggressive cancer, often fatal.
Yeah, the brain damage that caused FAS essentially impairs their ability to control the movement of their tongue, leading them to overshoot or undershoot its placement when making different vowel sounds.
Isn't that crazy?
Because their vowel sounds sound different, it sounds like a foreign accent. Yep. So it changes their ability to do. Okay, so it's more than just mental. Or I guess it might be mental, but it's really their tongue. Okay.
Yep.
It's like a foreign language Tourette's or something.
Yeah. Very weird. Never would. What a strange thing to find. Very odd.
This is the only way I'm going to be able to learn. Get this.
Yeah, 100%. A master of dialects.
That's it. What are you going to do about it, bitch?
Yeah, I've tried, and I'd be like, they'll be like, "How'd you learn to be so fluent in Japanese?" Well, I had a stroke, and now I can speak Japanese. God
forbid I get that. I get that FAS, and then I learned how to do ebonics. What you be talking about,
mate?
Mate. Okay.
Okay.
Come on, man. How about another shrimp on the barbie? Wait a minute. I thought you were from South Carolina. Sure am.
Sure am.
What if you get this and instead of you could literally speak every single language but English, and you can never speak English again, but you could speak everything else?
That'd
be crazy. That'd be kind of crazy.
That would be incredible.
That would
You
be
need an
very
interpreter
crazy.
for English, I guess. Oh,
Yeah,
That's
I wouldn't
right.
have to talk to my family ever again. Count me in.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, cut it out.
Cut it out. Wow.
No.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a real weird one though.
That's
It's a
strange.
strange one, but interesting. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah,
thought it was
definitely
interesting.
piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, man. Now, hey, learned something new today. So now we can go home.
That's right. We're done.
Oh, I made
See
it.
y'all
All
next time. Bye bye. No.
All right. Now that we've wrapped up with this article, folks, Jay, what do we got for our next one?
Yes, sir. Well, next one is Walmart customer calls cops on himself after self-checkout avocado mishap. This comes to us. Yeah,
The
this comes to
fuck?
us from Fox News, June 8th, 2025. Okay, so a Walmart employee claimed a customer called the police after he, the customer, accidentally overcharged himself for avocados at the self-checkout kiosk, then accused the store of robbing him. The unusual
Okay.
the unusual incident was documented on a Reddit page dedicated to all things Walmart. User Lore Archivist wrote about the confrontation, prompting others to share their own odd self-checkout interactions. As Lore Archivist told the story, a man came up with a bunch of stuff and claimed an item on the shelf that was priced at $9.99 was showing up on the register at $19.99. The Reddit writer said a Walmart team leader was able to get it fixed for the man. However, it happened again with item after item that couldn't be changed.
Wow.
Lore Archivist said. Then he had avocados, the man wrote. I guess he accidentally hit 999 avocados instead of the 9 intended. His total jumped up to over $1,300. That's when the customer freaked out and started yelling before stating that he was calling the cops because Walmart was robbing him, the Reddit
Excellent.
writer said. The customer called 911 and the police showed up, as the thread documented. This dude creates a whole circus, then shows everyone the self-checkout screen, again claiming that Walmart is robbing him. Walmart employees worked to try to appease the customer, but he still wouldn't shut up, the man wrote. The customer was warned that he needed to leave or would be arrested for trespassing, but the man refused to go unless Walmart compensated him for pain and suffering and distress. Eventually, his own cops that he called put him in handcuffs and took him outside, Lore Archivist wrote. Fox News Digital reached out to Walmart for comment. Several Redditors revealed how they've handled similar situations at their jobs.
I'm sure.
My go-to response was always, would you like to use our phone to do that? Never had anyone actually take me up on that offer, one person wrote. Never had anyone actually follow through on calling the cops. Another user wrote, I had a person who was causing a disturbance and making it very hard to work. The person kept threatening to call the cops. I dialed the number and handed them the phone. It's amazing how quickly they left. A different Walmart employee said shoppers at the self-checkout often complain about having to do our job or say we just get paid to stand there. User Nico AB wrote AB94 wrote that on busy days, I'm running in circles, fixing device errors, price corrections, ID checks, filling low bags, etc. All that and having to go behind customers like I'm their mom, cleaning up messes they leave at the registers, the user continued. Bags thrown everywhere, abandoned items, smears of God only knows what all over the register and screen, putting back empty carts and baskets people leave behind. It bothers me they act like we don't do anything. Another user and former Walmart employee claimed to have picked a fight with a lady who walked into the self-checkout area and started yelling, I don't know what to do. You need to do this for me. The user claimed to have confronted the woman and told her, you don't treat people like that, leading to a back and forth between the woman, her husband, and the ex-Walmart employee. I'm not one for confrontation, but after working retail for so many years, I can find my backbone quickly if someone is going to demean people working a job just because they think they hold all this power of being able to call corporate and get someone fired, the Redditor wrote.
Amen.
The writer said it was sickening in terms of the amount of I'm going to call corporate scenarios that play out over the pettiest nonsense. Makes me wish I went to Walmart more often just to be able to tell people off on behalf of the workers there, the user added. I know I would have appreciated a customer like me when I was stuck at Walmart. Fox News Digital reached out to Lore Archivist for additional information about the story described in the thread. Yeah. What a
First
story.
of all, go to the caption again, the title from the top of it. What is it? Like, how does it read again? The headline?
It's Walmart customer calls cops on himself after self-checkout avocado mishap on Reddit.
That sounds like a Mad Lib. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even like it's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, let's be fair. The guy keyed it in wrong.
Yeah,
He's pitching a fit. Yeah, he's pitching a fit because he probably had Tourette's of the finger and just typed it all in. He created this situation himself. He got arrested. Good for him.
This is why I don't eat vegetables.
Yes.
That's why you don't eat vegetables, because of self-checkout?
Because shit like this. Look what escalated from this.
Yeah. See, kids, this is why you shouldn't eat your
And
vegetables.
then he wanted to be compensated for pain and suffering and distress. Like, bro, you caused all that yourself. What do you want Walmart to do?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy because when you go places these days, people just will freak out at the craziest things, man. I don't know what happened in this country where people just freak out.
That's right.
Be resolved so quickly.
Yeah, God forbid they get their card stuck in the machine and watch what happens then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, what a crazy reaction. Like,
yep.
All the customer had to do, what, ma'am? I think I did something wrong. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh yeah, you sure did.
You ever seen anything like this in your time when you were, kind of in the atmosphere?
See, I've never done self-checkout.
When I was at Walmart, my store introduced self-checkout, and I was there for it. And things were fine to a certain extent, but there was always those people who would say, "Oh, I should get it's in the Google Maps reviews for the location I worked at, where people are like, "Oh, I should get a employee discount for doing their job." It's like, all right, first off, you're not really doing. Yeah, you're doing a job of a cashier, but I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like, you want your stuff or not? You can choose to go somewhere else. You can go to the Target behind us. They don't have self-checkout. They didn't at that time. So, I don't. It's so stupid.
Yeah, people have gotten in this idea just because they're the customer. They get all crazy and demanding. I mean, I worked in a restaurant.
Always right.
The customer. I worked in a restaurant, my first job ever, and I started off as a busboy. And there was one specific customer that had a dog, and it was a steakhouse. And so every time they had prime rib, they would want all the bones from the night before from all the prime ribs, and my boss obliged. And I'm just like, why are we doing this? Like, just because he's a customer that comes here, I have to literally wrap up all the prime rib bones and then to give to his dog. It's just like, what are we doing here? I mean, why am I doing this? Yeah,
if they want to save a couple bones, they can save a couple bones. Who gives a shit, Yeah. But to make that your job, that seems a little odd.
Yeah, just because it was when my boss just started owning the place, so he was trying to I guess accommodate customers, but it's still what are we doing?
Unless that guy is a VIP customer, there's no reason you would have to do that. It's really crazy.
It was strange. So yeah, just back to pretty much the service industry. Some people, man, these customers, they just forgot how to use pretty much manners and understanding that working in a job like this,
especially after COVID and stuff, when COVID stopped. I mean, they opened up Disney World, and there's one particular story I remember. It's an ice cream shop run by there's this lady and a bunch of teens that are just trying to make money and just get a little money to spend at the mall or whatever. And they opened up right after COVID, and people just the rudest that they could be and just berating these teenagers. And then the lady said, "All right, we're closing the store again because no one knows how to behave." So unfortunately, those kids are out of their job again. But I mean, or they were. I think they've opened up since, but it was a long time ago when COVID stopped. But I mean, people are customers. When someone becomes a customer, unfortunately, people get really stupid. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, customers are stupid. That's what it is.
They're stupid. Not every customer we try. I mean, I'm certain that because we work in the service, we're in the field of service. We're in field services. We know, we understand certain things. Not to say we're perfect, but I'm sure we're doing much better than most of these idiots.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Yeah,
I think the weirdest thing that I've ever seen before was when I was working at IHOP. There was a customer that used to come in every Wednesday night or every Thursday night and would order the same meal. And the manager knew about this situation, and she said, "Look, this is one particular guy. Whatever you do, put an extra plate under the first plate." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Just do it." I was like, "Okay." So I put it under there and I gave it to the guy and he obliged and that was it. And I was like, "All right, what's with the one plate deal?"
Yeah.
She said, "This guy first came in and every single time I would serve him his food, he would send it back. It's not hot." She's like, it's not busy here. You know, we're talking downtown Norfolk area, 6 o'clock at night. It's not that busy. Most of the people have gone home. She said, but he came in, he ordered like a steak every freaking Thursday night or whatever. She said, I finally just decided to take the plate and put another plate underneath it to make the impression that this top plate is hot. So I need a second plate to hold the first plate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's an impression. And the guy lops it right up and doesn't say a word. But every now and again, if somebody serves it with just one plate, he'd send it back and said it's not hot enough.
Very, very interesting.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
It's a good. Weird. That's created by the person that came up with that, though. That's an interesting way to handle that situation.
Right? Let's think it outside the box. There you go.
Yeah.
It's hot, and
it's hot
never
now.
said a word. It's hot. I'm telling you, it's hot.
Yeah.
So literally, they would make it hot and fresh for that guy. I mean, 15 minutes, and literally Andy, the store manager or the manager, she'd always put another plate underneath there and serve it to this guy, and he never said a word, and always gave a good tip. Always gave a good tip. He gave like 30%.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Well, at least that. At least you get that.
Yeah. Yep. He never tried to call the cops after giving him a cold.
No. Oh God, no.
Cold. No. How dare you, sir? You're holding a bag of ice up to it.
You're
that's not my fault.
$1,300 in avocados. What the hell's wrong with you kids?
Ridiculous. Like, jeez. I just love to see that. I mean, I've seen my share of stuff in Walmart also, but never seen anyone freak out over something that they themselves did for like bringing themselves to self-checkout like that. That's insane.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody do anything crazy like that before.
Yeah. You know what it is, man? Is like people the thing that he freaked out over might be so minuscule, but once it escalates, it just goes so beyond what it was even big about in the first place. And
some people are powder keg ready to blow as soon as they walk in.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a lot of people just don't understand de-escalation. It's just some people want to keep going.
I think I've had a handful of times, maybe, because I used to run registers for Hannaford Food and Drug back when Hannaford used to be out on the boulevard in Virginia Beach, and I can remember every now and again you'd ring up an item or whatever and be like, "Hey, is that supposed to be that price?" And then you'd look at it, go back and look at it again. Oh yeah, you're right. That is the wrong price. Okay, let me fix that for you real quick, and you're done. Other times, yeah, dude, I remember ringing up a couple customers a couple times from like the deli section or from the bakery or from the meat section, and you go scan that barcode. Next thing you know, it's like $1,000, and we're like, what? And you'd look at the tag, and the tag's like $199 or $199 or something like that, but it came out $1,099, and we're like,
yeah.
Okay, that's a screw up, and we go and fix it. No big deal. The number's written on there. You pretty much know what it was, but still, shit's crazy.
The part that would get me when I used to be a CSM for Walmart, a customer service manager, like the customers always say like, "Oh, well, it was this price on the shelf, right?" And you have to go verify it because, like, you can't take them at their word. So I would go back, and they would go back with me. I'm like, wait. You don't need to go back with me. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to move something over and try to screw you out of a deal. Like, no. I'm like, if it is what it is, then great. But I had to go back there and verify it myself. But they would walk back with me. It's like, I know where to go.
Yeah, man. It happens, dude. I've just been there, done that before. People walk back there with you. And you know what? I took no offense to it. I didn't care. I'd be like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Because I'm like, there's no reason for you to have to walk back with me. Like, just wait at the damn register.
This guy should have just took all these avocados and just made a hell of a guacamole.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why he made such a big fit about it.
Trash can full of guacamole.
Yeah. And then before that, like, I mean, the other stuff, like, like this $9.99 of showing up $19.99. Yeah, I'd get mad at that. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
But like this is his own fault. He hit $999 and he didn't think to look at it. And then,
they say, the way it's written, it says, I guess he accidentally hit $9.99 avocados instead of $9, which again, that's very, that's probably what happened.
It could be.
Yeah, but look at the story too. Like what it says right there. This dude creates a whole circus and then shows everyone the self-checkout screen. Like, dude, can't you read the room and move on? They'll get it fixed. You're not gonna. They didn't take your money. What are we like talking about here?
Exactly. All you gotta do is say, Miss. Yeah. Apparently, there's a typo here.
Can and you also, fix
this for me? And they'll look like, "Oh, yeah."
And also, he says that they're robbing him. he says that they're robbing him, but again, you haven't paid for
He
it.
never even paid for it yet. Exactly.
So they're not robbing you yet.
It's just no one. It's so embarrassing. Like people don't get embarrassed anymore. They're just like, there's no shame. I mean, don't you feel ashamed?
we live in an era where everyone feels like they can do whatever because they have their phone, and because you have your phone, you can pull out your phone and then start making, going live on whatever and say like, oh, they're trying to do this to me. I mean, like, that's why there's a very important thing with whatever video you see on the internet. Always know that you're not seeing the full story. You're seeing what they want to show you.
Is the right word entitlement?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, a little bit. People have been emboldened now because, like Jay said, when they take out their phone and they record a situation, they think they're getting one up on you. When in reality, they just look like a damn fool most of the time.
Most of the time,
catching someone doing something heinous, like we've seen all the ones with like sex offenders and stuff like that.
Right.
But for the most part, I mean, like when people whip out their phones and think they're recording something that's gonna get the one up on someone. It's just so ridiculous sometimes, man.
Record their phone or start live tweeting something or like, going on and doing a Yelp review, Yelpers.
Yeah, without getting the full story. It's just, it's so, first of all, it's irresponsible because, you're doing this, it's the phones.
Yeah, it's the phones. Everyone is instantly a journalist because like, oh, I have access to the phone. I have access to an instant platform. It's like, no, you're just some jackass with a phone. Get over it.
Yeah.
Honestly. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not the first one to whip my phone out whenever I see a situation occur. My first instinct, honestly, is where are my children? Where's my wife? And I need to put myself in between that situation.
Yeah. Rightfully so. Well, because you think with your head, and you're not emotionally. You don't act emotionally, and a lot of people do. They don't even think to, care about before whipping out their phone to make sure they record.
Right. Yeah. I'd be a liar if I said I didn't enjoy that content though. I always look for the world. 100%. I go to the World Star videos. I'm like, oh yeah, let me see what's going on World Star. Oh yeah, that's stupid.
All that aside, we have World Star hip hop because of these types of people. So hats off to them.
That's right.
But just putting yourself in that scenario is just
it's awful. Anyway,
but it's funny.
It's funny. It's funny as hell. And either way, it's a hell of a story. These were all three stories were like really crazy.
Absolutely.
We went. What is it?
Marrying AI.
Yeah, marrying AI to
a condition that gives you double language, talk another language.
Accent double language, and then to avocados.
Yeah.
What a weird
We're all over the place.
We're all over the
avocados
place.
from Mexico.
That's right. But anyway, Gerald, thank you very much for joining us for this episode.
Thank you, Gerald.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. True pleasure.
Man.
Yeah, we'll have you on again soon because we were supposed to do something else, as everybody knows. We were supposed to do a different thing. Didn't go as planned because I messed up. It's all my fault.
Yes,
all your fault.
I'll get it fixed. I'll get it fixed. We'll have Gerald on again at some point.
Fix it.
I'll fix it.
Fix it.
But anyway, as always, my name is Jay.
I'm Mitch.
We'll catch y'all again on the next episode of Lumpia and Lotkeys. See y'all soon.
Take it easy.
If you should or would like to contact us, please find us at our Facebook page, Lumpia and Lotkeys. We will be glad to hear from you.